Hey ladies and gents, this is Linda, Chic777, and today I'm coming at you with a design team project for Discount Paper Crafts. Now this project is for a swap I am currently in, and we are swapping like 2 items. So, and I know that this person is kind of reorganizing her room and redecorating it, kind of revamping it. And so the colors she gave me as we talk back and forth kind of correlate with the Kaiser Craft, the 75-cent line. So that is the paper that I went with for this particular project. And since she's kind of in the organizing mode, I wanted to give her something that she could use, you know, to house some of her supplies. Okay, so I'm going to get my sign out of the way so we can get going. This may be hard to view. I'm sure it will be. And I may or may not take my camera off the tripod. I'm just not sure. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so I'm going to bring this in. See if I'm in the right angle here. Am I right in view? Yep, here it is. I know, it's pretty. I had fun working with this because I was having fun working with these blues and stuff that I don't normally get to work with. A lot of fun with it. Now this is like a kind of a caddy. It's got 2 big open ports up here, and then it's got 2 drawers here. And the way it started out, I just got it at one of our local stores. The way it started out was just, it was a wooden caddy, and it was just kind of whitewashed. Okay, and so, you know, obviously I decided to decorate it. And then I made a couple of little fun extra things in the top, you know, that she could use with it or beside it or toss them. I don't know what you want to do with them. But anyway, so I'm going to move these out of the way first, and then we'll come back to those. And I'm just going to kind of give you a look at what we've got. So I'm going to hold the drawers here, kind of go inside so you can see these nice big open spaces here, because I was picturing putting, like, I have one, it's not decorated at all, and I probably will not decorate it, you know, just because I'm lazy, and it's for myself, so I don't do much for myself. But, you know, I've got like my glue sticks and tools and stuff in this one. I've got rulers and scissors and things in this, you know, and then down in here I put like my little Tim Holtz little tools in this drawer, and then on this side I've got like all my little SD cards and stuff like that. So anyway, of course she can put in whatever she wants with it. There we go. That little leaf was stuck with it. Anyway, so there's the front and then the 2 top, and I'm just going to kind of turn it around and give you a look-see along this. So there's one side of it. And then I'll kind of give you a look-see in the back. I didn't do a lot of, like, you know, flowers or anything on the back. I kind of left it plain, and I'll tell you why in a minute. And then here's the other side. Now, with, you know, my papers, what I normally do, and I think you can get a look-see here, you know, I sewed all the edges of all my papers, and then I just dressed all the edges, and I took like acrylic paint and kind of washed all the edges of it as well. And then, of course, you can see all my texture that I did, my acrylic paint mixed with sand. Now, the stencils I used are here that I'm going to show you on the back. I used the Crafter's Workshop, the artist stencil. I used the 12 by 12. And I also use the 6x6. And then this person happens to love butterflies, so I wanted to make sure that, you know, I've got butterflies on here. And this Crafter's Workshop stencil has quite a few butterflies. I just love them. I think they're so whimsical. It's got some, this is actually just a side view one, and then there's whole ones, couple of different designs. And then from Kathy's store, I used one of my favorite. It's the Prima 12 by 12 stencil that has the little micro dots and stuff on it. So those are the stencils I used in this particular project. And I stenciled everywhere. It's on the front, back, sides, you know, inside even. I'm going to turn it around and give you a look on the insides. So you can see all, you know, I've got artist stencil down around in there. I've got the butterfly. Here's another butterfly going on here, and the little micro dots, another butterfly going around that way. And I've got micro dots on all the sides here. Okay, so there's that. So I'm going to kind of come in, there we go, a little bit closer here. Give you a little bit closer look of the inside. Okay, you can see all the stenciling and all the texture going on. All right, so let's kind of start, you know, in this back over here. Again, another one of the little butterflies I stenciled on. Use modeling paste when I stenciled. And then what I did is I wanted to make a bunch of little peekaboos. So I took two, like this paper, anywhere I did little peekaboos, I took the same paper front and back so that when I curled it backwards, I wanted the same design that was on the front to be on the inside of the curl. Do you know what I'm saying? And let me move my camera in a little bit. Okay, so that's me moving. So where I've got like this flower print, I wanted the flower print to be on the curl part as well. So I doubled the paper and I sewed it, and then I wet it and then heat set it so it would curl. In behind, I used a couple of different other paper lines, actually. Like this is the Glitz, the French Kiss. I believe I used some Prima Almanac for some of my backing behind my little peekaboos with some of the lace. This is just lace from my stash. And then I've got a little sheer bow going, oopsie, a little sheer bow going on in here. And then I've got a bunch of just little flowers from my stash, tiny ones. And then this is just an actual zipper that I, you know, cut off, a little zipper pull here. And then I textured it all up and everything as well. So there's the inside of that. Okay, and so let's just move along to the side here. I'm going to kind of come this way. All right. See if I can jockey around my camera here and hold it with the other hand. Okay. All right, so the side view, as you can see all the little micro dots, I just think that gives it such fun texture. And then you can see all my texture paint, and I went really heavy with my texture paint, and I like the texture over the stencil areas because I think it brings them out a little bit. Otherwise you don't really see them all that well, and if that's the look you want, that's great, but I wanted my stenciling to kind of pop out. Okay, so I'm going to bring it back a little bit, and I'm going to tilt my camera down, and let's get a look-see on this side view here. I know, you guys, I'm sorry, this is just going to be so hard to film because of what we got. So again, I made like a little peekaboo going on in here with some lace. I gathered up some lace on the inside, kind of hot glued it. Okay, and then made my little rollbacks. And then right in here, this is one of the Prima, the zippers, and I got that from Kathy's store. It says priceless on it, and I added a lot of texture and stuff. I can bring this in a little bit. There we go. You can see all the texture on it and everything. And then I've got a lot of little flowers and stuff from my stash going on in here. These are from Kathy's store. These are little crocheted flowers by Prima. They're the little harmony flowers. Okay. In here in little spots, like right in here, this is just some vintage flower trim I had in my stash, and I cut the little flowers apart and I've got them tucked in places. So that's what this is. This is a little Kaisercraft die cut, a little butterfly going on. Okay, I'm going to lift this up a bit. Right in here we have little Prima light bulb. I got that from Kathy's store. Okay, I'm going to tip so we can kind of see the bottom view in here. And you can see a lot more of the flowers and stuff I have in here from my stash. They're all I Am Roses flowers. Most of these, like these aqua ones, I was lucky to get those because I had won, am I even on camera? I had won those in an I Am Roses contest, so that was kind of nice. So that's where I got those flowers. Didn't even know I had them. I was going through my stash. I was like, hey, aqua colored flowers, awesome. So, anyway, so that's there, and then some more of the little Prima Harmony flowers going on down in here. I've got a little spring going on right here. Sorry, you guys, I'm trying to look at it, and I'm not really looking through the camera. Little spring going on in here because, you know, this person likes a little hardware as well. And then on the side over here, I took, you could barely, can you see this? This is one of those metal flowers from Kathy's shop. You know, the new line from Kathy's shop. So anyway, the metal flowers. And then these, I don't think Kathy has them in her shop anymore, but these are the little Tim Holtz little brads with the little rings on them. I love them because they're great for hanging charms. So as you can see, so what I did is I stuck that little Tim Holtz jump ring brad through this little metal flower by Prima. Okay, and then from that, because this is like a craft caddy, right, I hung some charms from my stash, which is a little pair of scissors, and then a little bead landing like ruler piece, okay? So there is that side. Oh, and then I forgot because I covered most of it up. Right down in here I've got a little wooden clock from my stash that I whitewashed, painted white, and then added texture to it. And again, here's some more of those little vintage flower trim I've got in my stash. Okay, so there is that side. Alright, so I'm going to turn this around. We're going to get a look at the other side. It's sticking to the bottom with all my texture. Alright, let's see if I got it in view here. Am I in view? Okay, let's back us out a little bit so we can see the whole side for a minute. Okay, and I'll lift it up. I'll try to stay in camera view again this time, you guys. Okay, so what I've done here, I want to show you something because it's not real visible, but you can kind of see it. Now I'm going to bring my camera back in. Do you see how I've got a little bit of kind of cotton going on in here? And if you could barely see it, you can see some wire going on in here. I tucked it kind of down and around in there. Okay, what I did, I want to show you guys, I bought these big sheets of filters at our local Walmart. I'm going to just kind of bring this in so you can see it. Just real quick, running it through my camera. See, it's those filters and it's got wire and stuff through it. This wire is really flexible. And so it was like 2 packages for like $7. And what I did is I just tore some of the wire off, or the cotton off of the wire. So it gives it this nice soft, you'll be able to see a little bit better on the front, and I used it on some of the little things that go in the cubbies up top. Gives it a nice little soft effect, little soft. I mean, that wire is so flexible. I love it. Kind of looks like chicken wire, and then there's just that soft cotton through it. Just gives it a nice touch. I really like that idea. Okay, so there's an idea for you. All right, so let's go down the line here. You can really see those little vintage flowers from my stash right in here. These are some crochet flowers from, I Am Roses. And we've got, this is some Kaiser Craft 75 cent, the little die cut butterflies again. See where I use the little micro dot textures from the Prima stencil from Kathy's store. Okay. I'm going to bring my light in a little bit more this way. There we go. Bunch of flowers and stuff. A lot of glue strings going on in here. Right in here, I've got the little Prima metal clocks from Kathy's store. Again, I just kind of glued that into my flower. And again, I've got the little Tim Holtz, the little Brad, with the little jump ring on it. Okay. And then going down the line here, more flowers going on. I've got a little bead lamp. No, this is 7 Gypsies, I think. A little 7 Gypsies bolt from my stash here. Nice big bolt. Okay. And then I've got, can you see it in there? There's a teeny tiny light bulb right there. A little light bulb going on in there. And then right in the top, in the front here, you can't really see it very well, but this is a Prima flower from Kathy's store. It's the Innocence collection. And on top of that, I've got these Prima clock hands, also from Kathy's store. This little metal resin bird, again from Kathy's store. I put some of those little vintage flowers all along the bottom in there, and then I did a little sheer bow. Okay. And then right at the bottom, made another little peekaboo with some lace going on. Got the edges all curled back. And then I hung from this white chain. You just see part of it going on here. This is a little Prima Lyric metal trinket butterfly from Kathy's store. And it's kind of more of a real kind of a yellow cream color. So I just whitewashed it a little bit, added some texture on it, so it's not as yellow. Okay. And you can kind of see my chain going on here. You'll be able to see that a little bit better in the front. I took chain from the front and wrapped it around to the side, brought it up, down through here, and then down through here, and hung the butterfly from it, because I wanted to have it some moving parts. Okay? And then the bottom's plain, you guys. All I did was texture, white texture the bottom. I didn't do any paper or anything. There you can see it. Actually kind of a cream texture. Okay, so then here is the front. I'm going to bring it back out a little bit. Get better with my camera movement, right guys? You can see the chain I did here. What I did, this is a woodward from Michael's. It says Imagine, and I texture painted it all up. And then I took some little Tim Holtz little eye hooks, and I hooked right here in the center of the M. and then I took a jump ring and hung white chain, and then I did again right here, a little eye hook and a jump ring, white chain, scalloped it along again right here, and then that chain wraps around to the side that I just showed you. Okay, so yeah, I just wanted some moving parts. Okay, so there's that. I was messing around with this, and I wanted to use some of the resin pieces, obviously, from Kathy's store. So what I did is, here I used one of the Prima bird baths from Kathy's store. I'm going to come in a little bit closer, and I placed it over the eye so that the bird bath looks like an eye. Okay, so I thought that was kind of a fun little touch. So this is the Prima resin bird bath from Kathy's store. And then I'm going to move my camera up just a bit. This is one of the little Prima resin fairies, again, also from Kathy's store. Okay, I'm going to come in a little bit closer this time so you kind of see a little bit better. And move my camera up. So it's kind of hard about these big projects, isn't it? Okay, so I've got that. I made it so it looked like she was kind of kneeling. When you're at it, like when the camera's at a lower angle, this actually looks like it's kneeling. Let me go this way. See, she looks like she's kneeling on the bird bath, so I did that on purpose. Okay, and then I'm going to come around to the side here just a little bit. Angle down just a little bit. So down along the side on this bird bath, I've got some, this is actually some of the petaloo flowers from Kathy's store as well. It's the little aqua colored. It's a package of different colors of aquas and stuff, so that's what I've got going on in here. Then I've got a little wooden XO. These are the Prima wood icons, also from Kathy's store, the little XO. Over to the side here, I've got, again, a little Prima metal clock from Kathy's store, and right here you can just barely see it, some teeny tiny little Prima clock hands, again, from Kathy's store. Now, I don't know, let me move this a minute. I want you to see if you guys can see it. I don't know if you can see it very well. I don't know. Yeah. Oops. Well, you can't see it because I'm on the wrong part. There, you can kind of see the wire from that filter that I got. You can see it right underneath the word imagine. See it shining there? Yes, and then right up near the bird bath. So that, and then I left it so it was kind of sticking out the side a little bit just to give it a little fun texture. I really like that filter idea. I don't know what made me think of it. I walked by and I just saw how thin it was and so pliable and flexible. I had a really good time with that. And it's fun to leave the cotton on it too. Darn texture keeps sticking to it. Anyway, so let's get back to this little guy here. So let's see, where were we? The XO, the clock. Then I've got some other little flowers and stuff in my stash going on here. I've got a little vintage flower over here. And then I've got it again, I believe, yep, right down in there. Little vintage there flower. Oh boy, I'm really doing good on this video, aren't I? Okay, and then this butterfly was a nice, fun, what do you want to call it? Discovery. Okay, this is a Prima, is it Prima? Yes, it's a package of butterflies and flowers from Kathy's store. It's the Fabrique collection, and these butterflies are actually gold. Okay, and what I was doing is I was painting it all white, okay? And what you're seeing here, all this texture and everything, that's the back side. The front side of the butterfly, I had painted it all white, and then I flipped it over to paint the back white a little bit in case, you know, from some angle or something you saw the back of the butterfly. I didn't want this person to see gold. And I realized it looked like corrugated cardboard on the back, and I was like, well, how cool is that? So what I did is I ripped the butterfly body off the front, I flipped the butterfly over to the back, and then I re-glued the body onto the back side because I just loved the texture of all that. Yeah, it literally looks like corrugated cardboard. And then I textured over it, and then I did some acrylic paint. I mixed it with some water, made it really thin to make like a spray on it to add some of that aqua color onto that butterfly. So, you know, nice little discovery there. That was kind of fun. I'm glad I saw that when I flipped it over and decided to paint the back. Anyway, so let's go on to some of the drawers. I'm going to bring my camera back out. Oops, I was doing so good too. The drawers here. Okay, give you one quick sneaky peek. Now, just to show you as a big, this large spray here is a Prima spray. It's a Prima vine that I got from Kathy's store, and it actually was peach colors. So what I did, obviously peach doesn't go, I took the peach flowers off, and then I took some flowers from my stash, plus one of the Petaloo aqua flowers from Kathy's store, and this is one of the Petaloo, and then this is flowers from my stash, this one and this one. They were white, and then I took that spray that I made out of paint and mixed with water, and I sprayed these to be kind of an aqua color, and then I textured them all up and everything. And what I did is I cut the spray in half, obviously, so half could be on this side and half on this side, and so this person could still open the drawers. Okay, so I'll bring these, since I can take the drawers out and show you, bring this one up and show you a little bit better. Okay, so here's the drawer, here's the spray. Okay, made another little peekaboo here, and I wanted to let a butterfly show, because like I said, this person likes butterflies. Stuck a little vintage flower right in there, and then some little flowers from my stash, a little sheer bow, and then this teeny tiny resin bird is part of the packaging you get when you get that little bird bath that I have up on my Word Imagine. It comes with 2 teeny tiny little resin birds as well. So that's what that is. And then the vine, I just textured all up with white, and I textured the leaves up a little bit to kind of take some of the greenness away. I wanted some green, but not a lot. Just I wanted it really lightly. And then the handle already came with, you know, I took the hardware off and then re-put it back on and textured over it. And you can see some of my stenciling and stuff on the front of that, my masking. So there's that drawer. And then this one, let me bring that up close to you and show you. Okay, you can see how I did the Prima vine there. And then this little wooden butterfly is for those Prima wood icons, the ones with the little butterflies and flowers in it. So that's what that is. Okay, and then you can see my stenciling and stuff on there. And then both insides of the drawers, I just have some paper just in the bottom with a little bit of that micro dot stenciling from the Prima mask. Okay, so there is that particular project. There's the whole entire box. And so then on the cubbies up here, I wanted to make something, obviously, like I said, to go with it. Just a little something extra, just to make it a little more substantial, because we're only doing 2 items. So here's what I did. This first thing I found at a thrift store, and it was only 25 cents, and it's so small I don't even know what she's going to do with it, but I had to grab it and decorate it. So the first thing I did is I found, like I said, 25 cents, one of these little mini chalkboards. I mean, I don't know what she can do with it. I guess she could draw a heart, or maybe write the word love, or maybe when I send it along, I'm actually going to send a little piece of white chalk with it. And then I found this cute colored little aqua pen that I'm going to put inside, so she's got something to write with too that kind of matches. But anyway, I might just put a little XO on the front of the chalkboard there. But anyway, so I textured the whole chalkboard because it was all just wood, and textured the back. And then on the back, here, let me flip it 20 million times. I've got some lace from my stash, and then this is some of that Prima lace from Kathy's store. I just kind of added onto the back of that, you know, so it's kind of pretty. And then you can kind of see it hanging down from the front. Now also here again, I brought in some of that wire from the filters, so you can see how just nice, and just gives a nice little touch. Okay, and then at the very tip top, I fussy cut out some butterflies, believe it or not, fussy cut. And I want you to take a look at my fussy cutting, girls, because you know I don't really fussy cut. Take a look at these teeny, can you see them? Those teeny tiny antennas I cut. I fussy cut those stinking little teeny tiny things right out of there. Look at that. Woo, woo, can't believe I did it. Because the butterfly's easy, but try to do those teeny tiny antennas. I did it. Anyway, so then right in here is a the Petaloo little flowers from Kathy's store. On top of that, again, I used the Prima clocks from Kathy's store and the little clock hands. Again, the little Tim Holtz. I wish I could remember the name of these darn things. Anyway, I love these because they're just small. They're brads. They can go through anything, and I love to dangle charms from them. So on that, I just dangled 3 little charms from my stash, which is a little key, a teeny tiny little butterfly, and a little gem. Okay? And then, I'm going to actually go in a little bit so the lighting is a little better, I think. Got a bunch of flowers again from my stash. This is another one of those little Prima Crochet Harmony flowers from Kathy's store. I put in a little 7 Gypsies bolt right in here. A couple more little I Am Roses flowers going on. Right down around in here. And this is just a little flower. Somebody gifted me these and I can't remember. I think it was Maggie. These cute little kind of light colored blue rosebuds. I think they're Prima actually. So anyway, there's the teeny with the glue string. Teeny tiny little chalkboard. Had to do it. It was cute. Hadn't done a chalkboard before. Stinking cute. You can really see the wire along the sides. So just a fun idea, right? Okay, so that'll go in my little thing there. And then the other thing I did is I had this little notebook that I used to write my grocery lists in, and so I really wasn't using it anymore, so I took all the paper out of it and I kept the cover and everything, and I decorated up a little notebook for this person, and I recut some paper, used my Crop-A-Dile to repunch holes, because all this already came with it, the cover and the little rings. Okay, I'll start on the back a little bit. Use the Kaiser Craft paper, wanted to make sure some butterflies showed, some lace from my stash. So there's the back. And then the inside cover, again, just some of that Kaiser Craft paper, a couple more laces from my stash. Okay. And then when you open the inside, the front cover, and I made sure, I mean, I put a lot of paper in there, as you can see. Inside front cover. Again, Kaiser Craft paper. Here is a look at that vintage trim that I've been using. I cut the flowers apart. So that's kind of fun and pretty. And then you can see just a little wisp of some lace right underneath there. And then the front cover, I've got some lace going on in the top there. And then some of this Prima lace from Kathy's store. And yes, as you can see, I textured it all up. Okay, and then coming down here, this is a little Prima resin piece from Kathy's store. I think this comes with, I'm trying to remember what it comes with, some windows or something like that. Anyway, a couple of corner pieces in one of the resin packages. Some little I Am Roses flowers. Again, a little fussy cutting going on. And yes, there are my teeny tiny antennae fussy cut out. So proud of myself. And then I have a little flower from my stash. This is one I actually sprayed with my acrylic paints that I did. These are some little Prima clock hands from Kathy's store. This is a little button. This is from the engraver line, a Prima engraver wood button from Kathy's store. And then some more flowers from my stash. This is a little domino from my stash. And then these 2 pieces are from Kathy's store, you know, the new Prima metal flowers. And then the little wing nut that comes in the package of the nuts and bolts and stuff like that. So I use that as like a little flower center. Okay, so there's that. So a little note thing going on. You can see the little wire in the background there. So I thought that was kind of fun. And then the last little thing I made, I wanted to make like a little clipboard, okay? So here it is. It's a little heart-shaped clipboard. I'm going to bring out, okay, little heart-shaped clipboard going on. What I have, I believe it's, is it 7 Gypsies? Some little hearts that I have. I don't know that it's 7 Gypsies. Oh, you guys, I've got to look. I've got to look at the brand, and then I can show you as well what they are from my stash, of course. Oh, Cosmo Cricket. Old line Cosmo Cricket. I've had them like forever, and they are these heart shapes. And this happened, they're albums, they're little mini albums. This is this one, and the other's heart-shaped. So they were black, so I used one of the heart-shaped ones. Okay, and I covered it front and back, as you can see. Wanted it to be a little clipboard. And then I made a little peekaboo right here in the corner. Little peekaboo going on with some lace. Added some of that, see how it's just real pliable. Some of that filter wire going on there. Fussy cut out my third little butterfly. Huh? Added some little flowers here and a little sheer bow. And then this is one of those great big giant paper clips that I, textured all up. And this is Prima Almanac paper that I used front and back. And yes, this does come off because I wanted it to be like a clipboard. And then in here I just stuck a little thing from my stash, a little wooden quote. And then I just have a couple of little pieces of paper. And you can see I sewed the edges and everything, a couple little pieces of paper from the collections that look like little notes. So here it is without, I love the shape of that heart, without the stuff on it. So, just a little clipboard. So let's kind of tuck that all back together. Tuck this little quote on there. Cute, I love these thick little paper clips. And there it is. So there's my little clipboard. So she's got a little clipboard, a little chalkboard, and a little notepad. And then I'll add some chalk and a little pen inside of it. But anyway, so there is my project this month for Discount Paper Crafts. Let me go back out so you can kind of get a view of it. I feel like my camera's lopsided. There it was. My project isn't lopsided, just my camera. Anyway, I hope you guys like, what I've made. I hope this person just loves it. I had fun making it, and I can't wait to show you the next project I'm going to be coming out with, which goes with this. I'm going to use the same paper line, and she requested a clock, so I have a fun little thing to show you there. Anyway, I'll have the links down below to my blog that'll have closer up pictures so that you could see it a little better, where the times I was off camera and you didn't get quite a good look at it. And direct links to the products I use from Kathy's shop. And of course I'll have the links to the blog, Discount Paper Crafts blog, and the shop down below. So anyway, I'm sorry this was a long video, but there was a lot to see. Thank you for sharing your time with me, and I'll talk with you again soon. Bye.